This is problem 9.14 from Fundamentals of Financial Management, Concise 9th edition by Brigham and Houston. And this is another non-constant growth model. And this is a fairly common practice because short-term things don't grow at a constant rate, but it's a simplifying assumption we typically make is that eventually everything goes to a constant growth rate, a long-term rate of return, and if we can estimate all the cash flows between now and then we can calculate what the fair value of those would be. All right, so a lot of arithmetic, a lot of assumptions. I'm going to do this a couple of ways. The first way I'm going to do it is just why don't we take all the cash flows out for forever and then take the present value. The rate of return, or the required return on this stock, is 13%. Let's see what the dividends are in year one. Out for 150 years or so. Remember, when we say that there's constant growth, that's actually what we're talking about. So the dividend currently needs to retain on it. Doesn't pay any dividends, but they expect to begin paying a dividend 3 years from today. 1 year from today, 0. 2 years from today, 0. 3 years from today, a 50-cent dividend. The dividend will grow rapidly at 35% a year for 2 years. That times 1 plus 0.35 or 35% growth rate. All right, notice that ain't still on an actual dollar amount. That's really not that much because you're starting with such a low number. But now you 50 cents, then 67 cents, then 91 cents. And then after year 5, you'll get a constant growth. Okay, this times 1 plus 0.07. Okay, and we'll take this out into the future. I could use the NPV function. The NPV function asks for a rate of return, or a discount rate, and then all the cash flows. All right, so the present value of all those future dividends is the fair value of Computech today. So the fair price would be the present value of all the cash flows. Using the uneven cash flow model, or the function, uneven cash flow function in Excel, 13% is required rate of return. Just forecast all the dividends out ad infinitum. Now, again, they go out for forever, but if you go out about 150 years or so, the ones out past that point in time are going to be essentially 0 anyway, so that'll get you in the ballpark just by forecasting a long period of time. The other way we can do this is go find out what the value of the shares are going to be on at their horizon date. All right, so when they start growing at a constant rate out here in the far-flung future, if I want to calculate what the fair value is, the price at the end of the 5th year would be the dividend in the 6th year, where they have constant growth in the 6th year and beyond, divided by the long-term rate of return minus the long-term growth rate. So D6, I don't know what that is. So D6 would be the dividend that I forecast for D6. K is 13%. Long-term growth rate of G is 7% out past this horizon date. It starts growing in year 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and forever at 7%. So I could forecast the price 5 years from now. Is that divided by that minus that. Okay? So what I have on a timeline if I look at year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5, the dividends are one of the sources of cash flow. And then at the end of year 5, I'll own something that has a fair price of $16. So if I add all this mess together, then what I'm looking for is the present value of 0 a year from now, and that's 0. 0 2 years from now, and that's 0. 50 cents 3 years from now, and the present value of that discounted at 13%. The 67-cent discount, the dividend discounted today, and then the dividend 5 years from now plus the fair value of the share price that'll be worth $16 in the future. What's all this worth today? All right, so P0 would be the fair value of all this mess. So that'd be NPV 0.13, comma, uneven cash flows, and again, $10.08. So other than minor rounding, and that's what we have here is just minor rounding because I didn't take it out beyond 125 years. But of course, if I had, all I have to do is take enough years and I'll actually get an identical answer if I go out far enough. All right, that's because Excel will turn everything to zeros past a certain point in time. All right, so if I take that out 250 years, then essentially we're getting the same exact answer without even rounding error. $10.08 is the correct answer.